girl, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a reading vlog of books that I have started in 2025 that I would like to get finished before the end of the year. It is currently the 20th and I have quite a few books already on the go still, so who knows if I actually will or not, but it's just sort of like attempting to. Also, all three of them may even be DNFs, so that is sort of like, I had already soft DNF'd them early in the year. Will I actually want to continue reading or not? And the books are Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I got to page 34, which is 2 chapters in. But yeah, this is sort of like one of those like STEM romances. And I only read one book by her, like a short sort of novella thing. I think it was in 2022, maybe 2023. But yeah, it's basically following 2 sort of like NASA neurologist engineering thing like that. I wasn't really that feeling it, but I may pick it up again and maybe just like try just one more chapter, and then I will know for sure if I do want to continue it or not. Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow. This one I actually just started back again yesterday. I just put a tiny little clip of reading on the bus. But yeah, originally I got to, I think, about page 30, and then I'm now on to page 70. This is sort of like a multi-generational story about the North family in Memphis, a family of sort of strong black women and the things they have endured, and sort of like the city of Memphis and just sort of like their family bonds. And yeah, it follows like multiple different characters. Like, let me just show you so that's sort of like the family tree, and then also like there's different parts, there's 3 different parts, and like it follows different characters in different like dates. But it's so strange because I feel like it's going to be a very good book and a very important book, but it's a little bit confusing, as sort of like you have to keep remembering who is who and sort of like what the time frame they are, and sort of like flicking back to sort of remember things. But like it's well done, it's just making me feel a little bit confused. But this one is probably the one I'm going to start talking about again, like after I film this introduction, and sort of if I read some more. I think I'm going to try and get to like part 2, which is like another 18 pages or so, and then decide if I do want to continue or not. I feel like it's a book that I probably will like. It's important, but it's just one that maybe just doesn't like fit with me on sort of my reading and stuff. But we shall see with this. I think it's like a very decent book. And then finally, I do actually have another one, but that's for a separate video. Within this one is Enigma Variation by Andre Asserman. This one I got to page 96. This is the one I'm furthest through. I think I'm about like 33%, so it's quite a bit through. And I am actually in the middle of a chapter, which is horrible. Yeah, it's page 96. This is sort of like following a man called Paul or Paolo, and it's about his like different sort of like loves in his life. The first one was when he was sort of a teen and sort of like uncovering his sexuality, and the fact that he sort of liked this like cabinet maker, sort of like a person that was like doing furniture for their his family, and he sort of like worked with him, and he's like quite a bit older, and I was just like, oh, please don't do a illegal wrong age gap romance between them. And no, it was just more of his sort of like, I like him and I'm infatuated by him, and I'm sort of understanding that, okay, I also like guys. And yeah, I feel like it has all the hallmarks of a book I should really be loving and like eating up yum, but I'm just not that like interested. But yeah, like it's not too bad. And then the second part, which I had already started, which was like it's like not really that many pages, is like him in New York, and I think it's talking about like his like wife or girlfriend, and sort of like she cheated on him, and now they're sort of broken up, and he's just sort of trying to deal with it and stuff. And then like it goes through other like I think there's maybe 2 more people that he was sort of with, or you know, loved in a sense. But yeah, again, I may DNF it, I don't know. I think I'm going to try and read a bit more and see. So this may either be a vlog where I finish all of these, I may DNF all of them, I may DNF 1 or 2 or whatever, but we shall see and see if we can wrap them up before the end of the year. Anyways, stay tuned for some more updates, and I shall see you then. It's 10 days later, wearing the same thing, which basically I've been wearing the whole month. But yeah, I have not really read much at all. I just like went out today. I've been like kind of ill, to be honest. But I got to page 100 in Memphis, which is 40%. And I think I am going to decide to DNF it. I'm in the middle of a chapter. I did get to part 2, which I wanted to. So yeah, that was part 2. And I read one more chapter and a little bit more of another one. And I just don't think this book is for me, to be honest. I think it's a good book. I think it's decent, it's well written. Lots of characters, like, quite realised. Maybe not all of them, because you never really get from sort of the male perspectives. But it's definitely a strong book about sort of the family bonds and the women within this North family and the setting of Memphis and just sort of like the things that they have endured being women but also being black. And yeah, I think it's definitely important. Like I said before, I just quickly rewatched the introductory bit, and I would recommend it, I guess, but I just don't feel like it's specifically for me at this moment in time. So I'm going to DNF this, I'm going to unhaul it as well. I think maybe like if I do want to come back to it again, I can probably just get a copy from the library or find another one in a charity shop. I think I got this in like a 4 for a pound or something, so it's not like I wasted any much money on it. And yeah, I think I'm just going to unhaul it to a charity shop or see if my friend wants it or something, and let someone else enjoy the story more than I currently am. But yeah, that's a DNF. So with the other 2 books for this particular video, like I just say, it is the 30th. So I have 1 day left to sort of try and decide my thoughts before the end of the year. And I don't know what to do out of these 2 nights. Currently I'm on 97 books, so I would quite like to read 3 books before the end of the year. Would be good. Maybe one of these and like a poetry collection or something. But yeah, I think I am going to read to that, which is the next person's sort of story, I guess, in Enigma Variations, which is 30 pages. Sorry, I don't know why I got so distracted. I was like, 30 pages, yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to try and read the next 30 pages to see how this story, Spring Fever, or part of his life or whatever, wraps up. And then I'll make a decision if I want to continue on reading this or not. And we'll see about Love on the Brain. I don't really know. I feel like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't really care. But like, it is a pretty copy. It's like the Ever After Night one or something, I think it is. With sort of like that and a digital signature. So yeah, we shall see. I just feel like right now, I just don't care for romance. Like, to be honest, I just don't really feel like I care for it, but like, it is a book that I might want to pick up in the future. So yeah, I'll give you an update when I've read, well, try to have read up till the next chapter in this. Yeah, I am quite annoyed about not like this fitting with me. I suppose it's just a little bit confusing. You keep sort of having to turn back to remember like who's talking and what the time frame is, and sort of the context around it. But yeah, I'm annoyed, but what can you do? Anyway, see you soon for an update. So I did read the end of Spring Fever last night, and then I actually read all of Manfred as well, which is like the next sort of chapter. So I got to page 170. I don't know what to do, to be honest. Like, whilst I was reading the other one, Manfred, which is so Spring Fever, I think I told you about, like, he sees like his girlfriend sort of at like a luncheon with another guy, and then he's sort of like thinking back to the relationship and stuff like that. And then the Manfred one is about a man that's at the same tennis sort of club or courts in Central Park that he goes to, and it's written in the second person you, and it just sort of like details sort of like first seeing him and sort of like over I think 2 years of just sort of like being like fascinated with him and being obsessed with him, and it felt a bit like predatory and a bit like pervertified. I was like quite uneasy, to be honest, and the way he talks about like constantly seeing him naked and sort of wanting to see him like behind and sort of like doing sexual things with him, and sort of like when Manfred is behind him like naked and he's like shaving or something, like how he gets hard and he's like trying to like press up so he doesn't show, and sort of like his sort of like sensual fantasies, sort of like stalker habits and stuff, and then afterwards they sort of like start talking a bit more, yeah, I don't know, but then like I'm just giving a little spoiler because like afterwards Manfred says like, oh, I've been doing the same about you, I know everything about you, like when we're in, I sort of like look over and watch you as well, because they both sort of like didn't like look at each other when they were naked and stuff. I was like it's just weird, it's not right, like it was just like I should have DNF'd it, but like I think I'm someone that does quite enjoy the second person sort of perspective of the you as like in books, so I feel like it was quite like readable in the fact that I just sort of like kept on going along. I was sort of like interested, and it is like well written, but it was just making me quite uneasy, but yeah, I don't know, because I feel like it's one I could finish now because I've got quite far through it, and like I've got like just under 100 pages left, so I could probably finish it probably even today, like before the end of the year, because it's the 31st now. But I'm just trying to think, like, do I care? Do I actually really care? Because I don't particularly like the main character. Like, some parts are quite interesting, sort of about like his like not really having anyone to talk about his fascination with another guy with, and sort of like some of his past and sort of like queer like repression he put on his face himself as a child, which are decent and like it's well written, it's like flows, but do I care? I don't know, I honestly don't know, but I'll see. I want to try and read some books today although it's like 3 p.m, so we shall see. Anyway, I'll give you some updates later what I decide to do, if I continue or if I DNF, but yeah, I feel like it's a book I should enjoy because I love queer stories, but I'm just struggling to care. And that whole chapter was just like kind of creepy and just like, I don't know, but like I haven't got much. Anyway, stop talking and just do some reading. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Hi, happy new year. It's the 1st of January 2026 now, but yesterday I did read, but I read 11 pages more of Enigma Variations. Got to page 181 and I decided to unhaul, DNF and unhaul it. I just literally just could not care less. I just was not enjoying it, and I didn't want to hate read it, especially as like one of the last books of the year. I didn't want to hate read. I probably could have got through it, but it was just like, why? Like, honestly, why? So yeah, I'm a bit like, I guess some part of me is annoyed I didn't finish it, because I could have, and then I could have like put it as one of my least favorite books of the year probably, or middle of the range. But I didn't want to, and I'm annoyed. I'm actually annoyed of it. I'm so annoyed, because why did I continue reading this like last night, well the night before, and then yesterday, when I could have been reading the book that I did want to finish the year on, I Remember the Shop, Anthony Shapland. But anyway, that one might be the first of the year, we shall see. But yeah, it's because like the bit before I said, when he was talking about Manfred and how like he's so obsessed with him, and like it's like perverty, and just like I just didn't like it. And then how it was all like, oh, it's okay because he was doing the same. Okay. And then the next part, well, like the previous bit before that, I'm just gonna spoil some stuff. He was talking about in the Spring Fever one with his girlfriend in New York. And at the end, they sort of like come to see that like, oh, he is gay, or it doesn't like fancy her at least maybe, but yeah, that's sort of like what you get from it. And then in the part after Manfred, Star Love, he like meets like an old female friend from college, and they go back and have sex, and then he meets them like 4 years later or something, and they do it again, and I'm just like, wait, I don't really understand what's going on. Like, I don't understand. I just, yeah, anyway, I don't like that. I think it's well written, but I don't think it's well plotted or like that, like well done, I would say. Annoying, irritating characters, and I just didn't care for it. But I think I left it at like 64%. With the final one that I did want to sort of make a decision on in this video, or last year now, was Love on the Brain. I don't want to read it at the moment. Like, I mean, it won't be classed as finishing a book from 2025 anyway. Even though I'm such a small percent in, I do think I'm just gonna continue, like, keep it on my TBR for the moment, and then when I'm in a romancy mood, which may come, I will probably try and come back to this, read a couple more chapters, and then make my decision on if I want to keep it or yeet it. Anyways, yeah, so I had 2 DNFs and 1 undecided. I'm glad I sort of tried to read some of them before the end of the year. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good new year. Yeah, have a nice maybe that way around the world. See you very soon. Bye.